Hello and welcome back to yet another banner review. I was a little caught off guard with this one. I'm so used to them dropping on Thursdays. This dropped out of nowhere on Wednesday, and also because I was expecting just that combined banner to come. I was not expecting a new normal pool unit, but here we have Abstract Yuzuki. Also coming in with the student face mask, just like Hina. And we have a top tier water DPS, who should be the best one yet. Of course, we have the new stat here. It's not quite up to 11,000 like the Fest units, but very high, pretty much top tier. And then the HP, not so high, defense kind of high. That matters less, but we do want to keep his HP maxed. Okay, so the character skill, 400%. Very big, so, you know, one of these huge multiplier character skills. Only 4 hits, but that can do the trick. Of course, his dark costume, the celeb costume, only has 4 hits and does great work in subjugation. And you get the additional 70 when you're using water. Now this is very interesting. It has a party attack buff, and that's mostly going to benefit just himself, so that could have been just fine being an attack buff to himself, but it goes to the party, so I don't know. It could be cool. Maybe Fateboard, you know, that could be really nice in Fateboard. Bold Vigor isn't really what I like to bring to Fateboard, but, you know, you want to bring your best DPS units there anyway, you know, the ones that have these nice juicy multipliers. Okay, so the first passive is the new 30% Vigor. And then, this is great news. We don't need the third passive, the A3 Awakened passive, to get the damage multiplier here. In this case, Bold Vigor, 40%, and it's static, so you don't have to have 100%, you just have to be over 70. That's actually kind of a relief. 40 is a ton. That's great. So top tier attack with 40 Bold Vigor. That's just awesome. And he's going to be able to hit, you know, easily cap with a character skill, but I have a feeling if you build the whole wave right, you're going to see him capping with those skills too. It's very challenging to do, but I think he's going to have an easier time doing it than 2B or Griff. Of course, that's going to be the main thing that we need to compare him to. 2B and Griff. There is also, of course, Abyss Serafa, who isn't really in my thinking because I don't have her. And if you watch the channel, you know I always skip those Abyssals. They are great, though, especially the new ones that have the different penalty. Okay, onward with the banner review. Look at this, the HP on the staff. Man, I really want this staff. And furthermore, we have the defense break and crush combo in the skills, 2020, and the cooldowns. So very nice. I wish I could have this weapon, for sure. And then we have the toughness and haste combo. So this is great on your support, your healer in Fateboard. And then this is great, obviously, for subjugation support as well. And yep, awesome weapon, top tier HP. That could do wonders even on my Arena Lavanya build. Would love to have this. All right, so yep, love it. I don't know if I'm going to pull here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Then with the 3-star weapon's actually pretty good for a 3-star. So, see, like a Bold Vigor multiplier skill, and then a defense break, and then the passives Boon and Bold Vigor. But, you know, these 3-star weapons are good if you're lacking better options. So it could be a good sub weapon. And as far as 3-star weapons go, pretty nice, actually. All right, if you're pulling, I pray you get something good. Okay, so should you pull? Well, this is a great pull if you're lacking water DPS. So if you don't already have Christmas Griff or alternate 2B Awakened, both of them shine at their A3. They need A3 to get their Bold Vigor, unlike Yuzuki here, who has it built in. So it's going to make him a little easier to use. And of course, you're going to get the current subjugation season bonus, which is very powerful. So if you really need to push that score. The other good news here is that it's a 100 shard pity, so you only have to do 100 pulls. So this could be a very good boon for your account if you do not, if you're not covered on water DPS already. I thought about it for a moment, then I realized I have the reason I keep mentioning Griff and 2B, especially is because they're Bold Vigor attackers as well, and since I have them both A4, A5, I can't squeeze in another Bold Vigor attacker. It only really works, like, especially wave 1. And then wave 3 if you want to reset. Of course, we have that fist now. I guess you could do some provoke gimmicks just like wave 1, like we always do. But wave 2 is really good for Caged Vigor or like a generalist damage dealer, like the new Fest Fio. And by the way, I'm going to do one more video. Now that we have the combined banner, I'm going to do one more video. Kind of like my reflective thoughts on the 4 units. And the main thing I need to update since my last one is just how valuable Fio is. And that if you're going to go for any one of them, usually, you know, a generalist DPS character. We'll talk about that more in the next video. I'm going to head over real quick. And we saw his character skill was a 400% plus, right? And so we'll look at my 2B. Here's the thing that's crazy about her. So, you know, her stats aren't as impressive. They're pretty close, really. But chances are you don't have her A4. But I needed this A3 to even get that 30%. And the 30 is pretty good for an A3. But her additional gimmick and the character skill is absurd. Bold Vigor up to 200%. Of course, that's only on those 4 hits in the character skill. But that's an easy cap. And, you know, again, the skills you're going to have to work for. So I think Yuzuki's going to hit bigger numbers on the skills. The weapon skills, that is. And Griff. Hello. Hello, Griff. Okay, so he's a little more dated. Obviously, he's like, you know, Christmas. So much older. He's not dated. He's still great. But again, the A3 needed for the Bold Vigor. And then 300%, 5 hits. Now, the 5 hits always better, right? But 300% and then additional 50. So they all have like these huge busted multipliers. And they're all great, but Yuzuki is just going to be a little easier to use. And if you lack those other ones, or you lack Abyss Sarafa, who's also really great water DPS, I think he would be a good, you know, a good one to pull for you. But myself, I'm skipping for those reasons, and also we were told that a collab is coming up, and as for right now, I went for this because I was still lacking Fio, and I was hoping for some more awakenings to drop the other 3 characters. And I did get another Gale and another Lavanya, so I have Lavanya A4 now, and I'll upload that summon video as well. Those are my thoughts for this video. Thanks so much for watching as always. If you like what you see here, throw a like and a sub on it. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one.